Cody Brown may have lost 3 wives, but he certainly hasn't lost his taste for grandeur. The Sister Wives patriarch, once known for preaching simplicity and family unity, is now living out what he calls his family home dream, though that family seems to have shrunk to just him and Robin. Fans are stunned after reports surfaced that Cody recently purchased an opulent new property, one that redefines what luxury means for the once struggling polygamist family. While Mary, Janelle, and Christine have gone on to rebuild their lives in peace, Cody appears to be building walls, literal and emotional, around a lavish new estate meant to symbolize a family dream that's long been shattered. When Sister Wives first aired over a decade ago, viewers were introduced to a sprawling, chaotic, and fascinating world. One man, 4 wives, and a shared dream of unity through plural marriage. But years later, that dream has splintered beyond repair. And yet, Cody Brown, the once idealistic patriarch who promised to keep all his wives under one spiritual roof, is now doing the very thing he once condemned, living large in a home that's all about exclusivity, luxury, and image. The whispers began quietly, reports of a land deal, rumors of permits being filed under Cody's name, and subtle hints from Sister Wives scenes showing Robin browsing high-end furniture catalogs. But now the truth is out in the open. Cody Brown has purchased what insiders are calling an opulent family estate, a property that could rival any celebrity mansion in Flagstaff. Sources close to the family describe it as the culmination of everything Cody wanted but never got to have with the other wives. A sprawling dream home that stands as both a monument to his resilience and a symbol of his isolation. According to multiple insiders, the estate boasts over 6,000 square feet of living space, complete with vaulted ceilings, panoramic mountain views, and hand-carved wooden beams that make even Robin's famously perfect Christmas decorations look understated. The design reportedly blends rustic Arizona elegance with modern luxury, giving the impression of a mountain retreat fused with a Hollywood home. And if early reports are accurate, Cody has spared no expense in making this his forever home, a phrase that carries ironic weight for fans who remember his promises to build one large home for all 4 wives back in the Las Vegas era. That family home dream was once Cody's obsession. He drew up blueprints, mapped out shared kitchens and living spaces, and tried to convince his wives that under one roof, their love and cooperation would grow. But the plan failed spectacularly. Christine wanted independence, Janelle valued her privacy, and Mary had already begun emotionally withdrawing from the family dynamic. Only Robin seemed to share his vision, nodding along as Cody ranted about unity and teamwork. Years later, it's that very loyalty that seems to have paid off. For Cody and Robin, the new house isn't just a fresh start, it's a reclamation of power. After years of feeling ganged up on by the other wives, Cody appears to be rewriting the narrative, building a home that represents control, comfort, and validation. To him, this purchase isn't just a financial move, it's symbolic. He's finally creating the home he always dreamed of, but without the plural family that was supposed to fill it. Fans, however, are less than impressed. Social media erupted the moment word got out about the luxury property. Many longtime viewers saw it as a slap in the face to Mary, Janelle, and Christine, who each struggled to maintain stability after leaving the marriage. Christine, for example, moved into a modest Utah home with her new husband, David Woolley, focusing on family rather than extravagance. Janelle, meanwhile, faced financial strain and spoke openly about her challenges with independence after years of shared assets. To see Cody now indulging in a high-end mansion feels to many like hypocrisy at its peak. A man who once preached spiritual simplicity, now living in gilded excess. Cody always wanted the image of success. One former family friend reportedly said, he wanted to show that his lifestyle worked, that he could support multiple wives and dozens of kids. Now that everyone's left, it's like he's trying to prove he's still winning, just with fewer people to impress. Those close to the situation claim that Robin has been heavily involved in every aspect of the purchase.
She reportedly handled much of the interior design planning, choosing color schemes, furniture, and layout options that reflect her taste more than Cody's old aesthetic. In a recent episode, Robin was seen teary-eyed discussing how she still believed in the family dream, saying she wanted a place where everyone could come together someday again. Yet the irony isn't lost on fans. The home she's building with Cody doesn't seem designed for guests or gatherings. Instead, it feels like a fortress, a sanctuary meant for two. Behind the glossy image, there are whispers of financial strain. Cody's income, largely tied to sister wives filming and public appearances, has been dwindling due to the fractured family dynamic. With most of his wives no longer part of the show, Cody's once strong public appeal has softened. And yet this purchase, described by one local realtor as an indulgent statement buy, suggests that Cody is either doubling down on his image or desperately trying to hold on to relevance.
If history is any guide, Cody's decisions often come with emotional fallout. When he and Robin purchased their previous Flagstaff home, it caused tension among the other wives, who saw the move as proof of favoritism. Now, with the others gone, that favoritism has evolved into exclusivity. Fans recall Cody's earlier comments that he and Robin were legally married for practical reasons, but those practicalities seem to have turned into a shared empire. Together, they've built a household that mirrors the dream Cody once pitched, only this time it's missing 3/4 of the family. Observers also note that this new chapter marks a significant shift in Cody's personal philosophy. Once the face of modern polygamy, Cody now seems to have abandoned the principle entirely. He no longer speaks of plural love or shared faith, but rather of stability and family strength. In interviews, he's been noticeably focused on his relationship with Robin, referring to her as my partner in everything. For those who watched him navigate multiple marriages, this shift feels almost surreal. The man who once built his identity around balancing 4 emotional lives now seems entirely devoted to one. The emotional undercurrent of Cody's new life is complicated. While he insists that his faith remains intact, there's a visible tension between what he says and what he does. Buying such a grand home after losing most of his family seems less like fulfillment and more like overcompensation. Psychologists who've studied family dynamics on reality television suggest that Cody may be attempting to regain control through material success. When you lose emotional power, one expert explains, it's common to seek validation through possessions, especially when the world is watching. And the world is watching. The Brown family remains one of TLC's most talked about reality franchises. Even with fractured relationships, the storyline continues to pull in viewers eager to see how the aftermath unfolds. For many fans, Cody's lavish purchase offers insight into how far he's drifted from the man they once rooted for. In early seasons, Cody was a goofy, hopeful, occasionally misguided father who wanted to keep his wives close. Now, he's a divisive figure, proud, wounded, and increasingly isolated inside a house that feels more like a symbol than a home. Meanwhile, the ex-wives seem to be thriving in their own ways. Christine's remarriage has brought her genuine joy and newfound freedom, something she frequently shares with fans online. Janelle has focused on personal growth and rebuilding her independence, while Mary has thrown herself into her businesses and new adventures. Together, their stories contrast sharply with Cody's. They've moved forward emotionally, while Cody appears to be stuck in a cycle of proving something to himself, to his fans, and perhaps most of all, to the women who left him. The new home may be beautiful, but it cannot hide the fractures that run deep beneath the surface. Even Robin, who once seemed content in her role as Cody's favorite, appears emotionally burdened by the weight of being the last wife standing. In recent interviews, she's spoken about feeling lonely, missing the family dynamic, and wishing the others could find forgiveness. Yet her actions and this new mansion tell a different story. They suggest a woman who has accepted that this is now her life, a grand house, a husband still haunted by loss, and a family legacy defined by broken promises. In the end, Kody Brown's family home dream has come true, but at a cost no one could have predicted. What was once meant to symbolize unity now stands as a monument to division. The walls are taller, the rooms grander, but the laughter that once filled a dozen shared kitchens has faded into silence. For fans, the message is clear. Kody finally got the house he always wanted, but he lost the family that was supposed to live in it. As the sun sets over the Arizona mountains, Kody and Robyn's new home gleams in gold light, its windows reflecting a life that looks perfect from the outside. But for those who know the story, it's a bittersweet view, the end of one dream and the lonely beginning of another. And as the next season of Sister Wives looms, viewers can't help but wonder if this opulent family home will become Kody's ultimate victory or his final falldown. When Sister Wives first premiered more than a decade ago, Kody Brown preached about love, unity, and the spiritual beauty of plural marriage. He stood before cameras with his wives, Mary, Janelle, Christine, and Robyn, declaring that their way of life was built on fairness and faith. His words painted a picture of shared sacrifice and family harmony. But today, that image is shattered. The man who once promised to keep everyone under one roof is now being accused of hypocrisy after news broke that he and Robyn Brown have purchased an extravagant new home, one that many fans say represents everything he once swore to avoid. The purchase has not only shocked fans, but also reignited long-standing debates about favoritism, greed, and betrayal within the Sister Wives universe. Kody, who once claimed that material possessions were secondary to spiritual fulfillment, now seems to have embraced a lifestyle of luxury with Robyn, the last wife still by his side. While the rest of his family scatters across states rebuilding their lives after heartbreak and separation, Kody and Robyn have apparently decided to live in the lap of comfort, a move that fans see as both tone-deaf and self-indulgent. According to multiple reports, Kody and Robyn's new home is nothing short of opulent. Sources claim the property sprawls across several acres in Flagstaff, boasting panoramic mountain views, a private gated driveway, and a design that blends rustic grandeur with modern sophistication. High ceilings, oversized windows, and imported finishes reportedly give the space an air of elegance that's worlds apart from the simpler homes the Browns once shared. But the house is not what's causing the uproar. It's what the house represents. For many viewers, this mansion is a glaring symbol of Kody's transformation from a man who valued family equality into one who values status and image. Fans have long accused Kody of showing favoritism toward Robyn, especially during the family's later years on the show. When Christine, Janelle, and Mary each voiced their struggles, Kody seemed increasingly distant. His focus shifted, his patience wore thin, and his time was devoted almost entirely to Robyn and her children. Now, with this extravagant purchase, those suspicions have been confirmed in the eyes of many fans. The outrage began almost immediately after photos of the property surfaced online. On social media, the backlash was fierce. Viewers called Kody's decision shameless and a slap in the face to the wives and children he left behind. Others mocked his past statements about wanting one big home for the entire family, noting the irony that his dream home now belongs only to him and Robyn. The phrase, "so much for sharing," began trending among fans, encapsulating the collective frustration of a community that once rooted for the Browns as a symbol of unconventional love and unity. Many pointed out that Kody's behavior in recent years has betrayed the original message of Sister Wives. In early seasons, Kody championed the idea of togetherness, insisting that his wives were equals and that he loved each one uniquely. But as time went on, cracks began to show. Arguments about finances, jealousy, and emotional neglect tore the family apart. By the time Christine left in 2021, followed by Janelle and then Mary, it was clear that the Brown household was no longer what it once was. The dream of a single, unified family had dissolved, replaced by tension and resentment. Christine's exit was the most public and emotionally charged. She accused Cody of favoring Robin to the point of neglect, admitting that she felt unloved and unwanted in her marriage. Janelle, who had always been practical and even-tempered, eventually reached her breaking point too, describing Cody's controlling nature and lack of empathy. Mary, the first wife, had been emotionally estranged from Cody for years before their official separation. Through it all, Robin remained the constant, the wife who still defended Cody, stood by him, and became his partner in what fans now see as an increasingly traditional monogamous marriage. That transformation is part of why this new home hit such a nerve. For years, Cody presented himself as the defender of plural marriage, a man whose life was guided by faith and principle. But his actions now paint a different picture, one of indulgence, pride, and denial. The mansion, with its sprawling space and modern comforts, feels like a monument to everything the other wives walked away from. It's not just a house, it's a statement. One insider close to the family reportedly described the home as Cody's redemption project. After years of public humiliation, criticism, and family fallout, he wanted something to show for it all, a way to prove he still had control over his life. In Cody's mind, the house symbolizes stability and victory. To him, it's proof that he can still create something lasting, even if it's just for him and Robin. But to fans, it's proof of something far darker, that Cody's ego has eclipsed his original ideals. Financially, the move also raises eyebrows. The Browns' financial situation has been under scrutiny for years, especially since the family relocated from Las Vegas to Arizona. Janelle and Christine both admitted to financial strain, and even Robin had once spoken about how difficult it was to manage the family's expenses. Now, the sight of Cody and Robin settling into a lavish new home feels almost cruel to those who remember the family's earlier struggles. Some fans speculate that the purchase was timed to coincide with filming, suggesting that Cody is using the home to reinvent his image for future seasons of Sister Wives.
If history is any guide, Cody's decisions often come with emotional fallout. When he and Robin purchased their previous Flagstaff home, it caused tension among the other wives, who saw the move as proof of favoritism. Now, with the others gone, that favoritism has evolved into exclusivity. Fans recall Cody's earlier comments that he and Robin were legally married for practical reasons, but those practicalities seem to have turned into a shared empire. Together, they've built a household that mirrors the dream Cody once pitched, only this time it's missing 3/4 of the family. Observers also note that this new chapter marks a significant shift in Cody's personal philosophy. Once the face of modern polygamy, Cody now seems to have abandoned the principle entirely. He no longer speaks of plural love or shared faith, but rather of stability and family strength.